Hey everybody, welcome to Vegans Talking Shit. I'm Joey.
I'm John.
I'm Vanessa.
And today we have the return of Virginia Le Fay. I told you to remind me to mention my niece, Virginia, but the reason why I wanted to do that, and I'll just go ahead and say it right now, my niece loves you. Oh my God, when she heard you on the podcast, she was like, who's Virginia? I love her. I want to meet her. She's amazing. She's funny. She's incredible. She's the coolest person I've ever heard. You have an instant fan of my niece. She loves you.
Tell her she has very good taste.
She does. She got me, and I am someone who's constantly critical of today's music. She got me into Billie Eilish.
Love.
To the point that I am actually going to a concert with my niece in October to see Billie Eilish.
A vegan artist. I love it.
A vegan artist who is actually giving, I don't know the percentage, but she's giving a percentage of the proceeds to vegan charities. And she's also making sure that her vegan fans will be able to eat at her shows. So that's awesome.
How old is your niece?
My niece is 18. She'll be 19 in July. Oh my God. By the time this episode actually comes out, she might be 19. How weird.
Wow.
What's her name?
Mallory.
Happy birthday, Mallory.
She's very cute.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Virginia, she's going to be thrilled to know that you're back. And so I just wanted to let you know right off the bat.
Yay.
And also Virginia is going to tell some subject that she might love it.
Yes, Virginia is here specifically to talk about vegan beauty products because we've never really touched on that. A big reason for that could be that John and I know jack shit about vegan beauty products or beauty products in general. Although I do have to say, John, out of the two of us, you're probably the closest to metrosexual because do you get manicures?
No.
Okay, then I'm wrong. You're a hockey player. Why would I even think that? Yeah, you know what it is, John? I think that because you once told me that you were a model and I know that you were acting and God knows you're a reality superstar, I figured just by nature you would be a metrosexual. I guess you're not?
Am I a metrosexual?
No.
No?
I think it's the hair.
Maybe it's the hair.
The hair is everything for John, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and I even remember once someone cut his hair bad.
Uh-oh.
I never saw he angry as he was that day.
Tell me about this. I want to hear this
We
story.
lived in Glenview. Did you remember?
No. The guy cut my hair bad in here too. I've had a lot of bad
John,
haircuts.
that day you were like,
Oh, I left. I remember.
you
I was
left
so
the
pissed.
place. It was pretty
Yes.
bad.
Did you pay the guy?
Probably
I
not.
don't think I paid him. No.
Wow.
Was a
Wow.
girl.
Yeah.
Was pretty bad. He arrived like so desperate in the house, and for me that I'm not like very vain like that. I was like serious.
Your wife just called you vain.
You knew it was a bad haircut though.
I knew that was a bad, but it's
Well, I think
just
because I
like hair
kept
that
on
to-
like telling them not to cut so much, and she basically gave me a crew cut, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I
then-
told you so many times. I think that's a problem with haircut people in general. A lot of times they just like to cut and cut and cut, and you just tell them, you really gotta like make it a point, and even when you make it a point, they still fuck up sometimes.
Wait a minute. So you stormed out of there without paying?
Yes.
That's some Karen shit right there. That's some Karen shit.
he yelled her. I think.
Oh my God.
I think it was bad at this point because she took too long. I think she was learning. She took too long, like I don't know, hours. He was out there.
So long.
And in the end, she did like such a bad thing that I think he got crazy.
Well, I remember I kept on telling her and trying to help her, and it was just so bad.
Was this
Anyways,
the first time using this person?
Yeah.
It was the only time using this person. Yeah,
Definitely the last.
The first
Yeah.
and last.
yeah. I don't normally do that. I've probably never done that. Walked out and not paid in my life. It was a very traumatic experience for me.
He arrived in the apartment like a transtornated.
Really?
I'm not kidding. We were new in that area, so he decided it was next door the place. He just like, I walk there, and I think you were going to travel. Well, make it even worse because how John you be in the pictures
I
with
wore a
that
hat the
hair.
whole time, probably. I wear a hat all the time, anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. In fact, I think even in your profile picture for the podcast, it's you in a hat.
And me in a hat.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
well,
Well, not in the cartoon drawing, not in that, but I mean in the.
cartoon, he has his beautiful hair there.
Yeah.
I think my first exchange with John when I met him was about hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were asking me questions because you were dyeing it darker, which, by the way, I love the salt and pepper look much better.
Thank you.
The silver fox
It's
look.
silver fox. Now I have to check on your hair products to see if they're vegan and cruelty-free or not.
Well, I can go grab them while you guys talk about.
Actually, yeah, why not?
What you guys talk about? Yeah, let's talk a little bit, and I'll sneak out.
Well, first, I think it's, since you and I could probably contribute to this topic maybe for 1 minute, and that's it. So I will say that I try to be cognizant of that sort of thing. I don't have an array of beauty products, but I do have, certain soaps I use where I make sure they don't have animal products and they're not tested on animals. The biggest one that was a surprise to me was, and I think you and I discussed this, John, I used to use Gillette products to shave. And I ended up finding out that, it's horrific to think about, but Gillette does test on animals. And so I went out of my way to find a product that was not tested on animals to shave. And I found the Schick Hydro, not tested on animals, no animal products. I eventually switched to Harry's, but I recently started using Bulldog. Now, when I first saw the product name, I was like, oh, Khaleesi, my doggy. But the Bulldog razor, which I found at Whole Foods, is probably the best shaving product I've ever used, including Gillette.
It's a regular razor, not disposable, like just a normal razor.
The razor itself is disposable.
You can shave bulldogs with that.
No, well,
It's not used for grooming.
Well, I always forget about. I obviously remember the Gillette conversation, but I'm still using Gillette, and
Yeah.
I'll maybe change once these.
I think
razors
Gillette,
are
it's
done.
not so much that Gillette is cruelty-free. It's whatever parent company owns it. Like Palmolive, Colgate, and Unilever, they own most of the products that
Well,
we
he
use.
said, but he said Gillette's actually testing their razors on
Oh,
animals.
like the actual Gillette. Okay.
yeah. I can tell you that the Bulldog razors that I bought at Whole Foods, not only are they the sharpest razors I've ever used, but not in a way where I've cut myself. I've yet to cut myself with the Bulldog razor, but it's the closest shave I ever had. And I shave more than you, John, in that I shave my face and my head. But not only that, it lasts the longest. Like with the Harry's in particular, I had to change the razor blade like once a week, whereas with Bulldog, it's about once a month.
How many shaves do you get with Bulldog?
I shave my face and head twice a week. But
That's a lot, and okay.
well, considering that I shave my head, which is a lot of surface area, I have a big head. I have a big ass head. So that's a lot to shave. And
How big is it?
oh God, here we go.
I'm back.
Virginia is back.
Did you shave anything else?
That was my next question, Vanessa. Head to toe, soup to nuts.
Soup to nuts. Well played. I shave my head and my face. I trim everything else with an electric man groomer. I'll leave it at that. John, do you man groom?
I do not know.
You do not? You're such a manly man.
He's very 70s.
Oh God, that 70s bush. Jesus Christ.
Well, in
Get
the
a mound of that in your face.
beginning of the relationship, he used to do it.
Oh, but now that he's married.
Now he's married. Yeah.
Well, he likes Brazil. He wants to be in the Amazon everywhere.
Wow.
Well, in Brazil, you actually shave everything.
Oh, that's right.
All the guys
Brazilian.
do, not the
Brazilian.
guys.
No,
nothing.
the guys, no.
Yeah, just the girls.
But the guys, it's not everyone that doesn't shave at all. The guys normally shave the chest.
Yeah.
In Brazil,
Yeah.
you want me to shave my chest?
You used to.
To chest, I didn't shave my
You
chest.
used to.
No, I didn't.
Guys, I'm telling
My
you.
chest?
I'm telling you, when we start dating, you visit me first. Yes, he used to shave your chest.
John is showing you his
Yeah.
chest.
I have a bad memory, so
But
maybe.
lately, he's just like, well, I'm already married.
Yeah,
like,
he's
who
already
cares?
got it.
Let me be manly.
You don't have to shave if you don't want to.
I actually don't shave anything anymore because I laser, so whatever. Lately, I could convince him to start doing skincare.
Yes.
Skincare.
Yes.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Men
Yeah.
have the same skin as us.
I exfoliate with Queen Helene cocoa butter something or other.
You're so manly.
Well, I used to have a crazy acne problem in high school. Like, oh man, I was the stereotypical pizza face. So it was to the point where my mom was like, you need to go to a dermatologist because this is insane. So I went to a dermatologist, and it took like about 8 months, but it got taken care of. And ever since then, I felt like I actually did have to take care of my face because I was so acne prone. So yeah, I do exfoliate. I actually do it every day, which is probably not good, but I have such oily skin that I kind of have to.
Well, you probably have oily skin because you're over exfoliating.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it works. The more you exfoliate, your skin has to compensate by producing more oil.
Oh, well, okay. I
It's
did
like
not know
using
that.
too much lip balm. The more you use the lip balm, the drier your lips are going to be because it's depending on the lip balm.
Wow, you just kind of blew my mind.
I'm good at blowing
Oh,
minds.
Jesus. Okay. So you came in with actual research. Unlike us, you did research. You have like a 7-page document of information. You came prepared.
I truly did. I don't want to make any mistakes and give away any wrong information. Cricket.
So what does your research paper look like, Virginia?
Well, I wanted to tell people, which I'm sure they already know, but if they haven't, I'm a professional makeup artist. And when I became vegan, it was all about the food, and then eventually it led into the clothes I would wear, and then I had to reevaluate my entire makeup kit. And I had to throw away or get rid of so many things.
How many years ago was that?
This was 13 years. Tomorrow is my 13th vegan anniversary.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, me and Joey are pretty close up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just started learning about there's so much animal, I learned the difference between what's vegan and cruelty-free. A lot of people think it's the same thing.
How long did it take you to be completely vegan with makeup?
Well, I had a lot of stuff. I get a lot of stuff that's being sent to me for free. And unfortunately, 13 years ago, the cosmetic grade makeup that was really good and functional for
Was not
film,
vegan,
it was
yeah.
not vegan. And the vegan stuff was very light and too natural. And it didn't last long. So unfortunately, it took me a minute. But in the last 13 years, there's so many brands which are incredible, who are both vegan and cruelty-free, which I want to talk about the difference. And I just started educating myself. There's so many ingredients that we don't know come from animals, and I wanted to share in this 7-page thesis
So
document
share away.
dictionary.
Well, actually, before we get started, I'm kind of intrigued. You mentioned that there's a difference between vegan and cruelty-free. I think a lot of people, myself included, thought that they were kind of one and the same. Can you explain the discrepancy?
Yeah, of course. Vegan means that there's no animal ingredient or byproduct
Okay.
in the cosmetic, in the beauty company cream, lotion, lipstick, whatever. Cruelty-free means that it's not tested on animals.
Okay, so you're never guaranteed both,
Both.
unless it actually
Unless-
specifies.
Exactly. So
Okay.
one thing could be vegan, but the company can still test on animals,
Got
and
it.
vice versa. That's the difference. So you got to really watch out and look for those little labels.
How can they be cruelty-free but be non-vegan?
That is a question, because a lot of the ingredients, they haven't formulated new versions of them, I guess. But yeah.
So they say they're cruelty-free, but they're using animal products.
Yeah, and that's like a
Which
little
is
trick.
bullshit.
It's bullshit, yeah.
Yeah, you actually
Yeah.
provide, or did Vanessa provide an example of something that is, it claims to be cruelty-free, but it does have beeswax?
Beeswax, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So if the company is PETA certified vegan, is something different. The entire company, the product has to be vegan and also cannot be tested in animals. So if the company is PETA certified,
Why does it have to
something
be
different.
PETA?
Because PETA is the one that guarantee that they check the process, they check everything.
PETA is the one that certifies if someone's
There's
if
several. There's
something's vegan?
PETA. There's also Leaping Bunny. There's the Vegan Society.
Yeah.
So there's certain logos like the bunny. The PETA one, I think, is the bunny. It's a different type of bunny. There's one with a sunflower. That's the Vegan Society. They have different ones, but they're all certified that they're both vegan and cruelty-free.
Okay.
Because sometimes the product can be certified, but the company is not vegan because testing animal. So the company you not be certified. So you go in their website and check this company certify as one of these organizations? Yes. Okay. In this case, you'll be vegan and not tested in animals.
And another thing, a company can have multiple items for sale, and one may be vegan, the other one may not be. So just because you got to make sure that the entire brand.
Where do
is
you
vegan.
stand on that?
Well, I try to use the ones that are vegan, but for the most part, these days there's no more excuse. When I first started being vegan, it was difficult, especially with red lipstick. Red lipsticks have
It's the insect stuff,
bug-
right?
the bug one. What's it called? Carmine.
Oh, yeah, that's the red bugs.
Yeah, that's the red bug. Yeah, that's
Okay.
the carmine.
Well, I think with food, like sometimes we're eating
Candies.
vegan. Well, no, but not that. I was saying sometimes we're eating vegan, animal-free, cruelty products, but the company that owns them might also make
Oh yeah, many of them.
many stuff that we eat.
Many
So,
of
but
them.
so you won't use anything that from a company that also makes non-vegan products.
Not anymore. No.
No,
Not anymore.
you're able to do that.
Yeah, now I'm able
Okay.
to. Before I wasn't. Before I would have to pick and choose. You know, first of all, like I said, I bring a red lipstick because that one's very hard to make vegan. Now there's a lot more options and different ways and different dyes. But before, and also they're very tricky how
Right.
they name their ingredients. Like the red 10, that's still carmine, which comes from like these little cochineal bugs that they crush literally gazillions of them just to make a little bit of the red pigment.
Wow. So when you work with your clients, do you tell them that you're using cruelty-free products, vegan cruelty-free products, or is it just something you use? And if they ask, you'll tell them, but for the most part, you just use it, don't really bother explaining it, because I would imagine there might be people who are your clients who kind of just don't care whether they're cruelty-free or not. They,
Most don't.
yeah, I would think that like some of them might be loyal to a particular cosmetic company. And I know that there are some that claim to be vegan, yet they sell their products in China. By law in China, you have to test on animals. So once your product is being sold in China, you can't, I believe, you shouldn't at least claim to be cruelty-free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I used to work for MAC Cosmetics, and the reason when I started working for them, this is years ago before I became vegan, I love them because they recycle their packaging, and they always said they were cruelty-free. Their makeup brushes, like the hairs, they had like synthetic fibers and all this bunch of stuff, and I was so happy, but then they sold the company to Estee Lauder. And then even though MAC's still cruelty-free on its own in the United States, they sell in China, so it can no longer claim the cruelty-free label.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies are like that.
Do you ever go on jobs where the clients are giving you their own makeup?
Yes, when I was doing weddings and bridal, there's some brides that they are very faithful, but I rarely do those anymore. I mainly work with models and TV and film production, and they don't care what I use. They don't ask, I don't tell. As long as I get the job done, they don't care how I get it done.
Right.
So I'm very mindful, and I'm very proud. And actually, a lot of the models, they're very aware of this, and they ask me questions, and I've never been criticized in my industry.
Do you push for it too? Like if they have if they wanted you to use like a non-vegan product, will you be like, well, I really don't want to use that. I can't use that.
No, because some girls are allergic to certain things, and there's certain products that they need to use. And as long as I don't pay for it, I don't buy it, I don't mind using them. But
Right.
some fashion shows, when I used to do New York Fashion Week, a lot of these designers, they are sponsored. Like when we're backstage, we get free makeup.
Right.
And sometimes I would turn down the show because the makeup, I didn't want it because, it was sponsored by them. But I did, for example, like a Stella McCartney show, and that was like a great experience because even she was very mindful of what products were used backstage.
Yeah.
For hair too, and makeup, not just makeup.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, we can contribute to the makeup talk,
You
Joseph.
see?
Well, you are. I mean, I don't know if I am. I just have questions.
I'm just
really.
asking questions.
Well,
too.
you use soap, right? And you use deodorant.
I
You
use
bathe, toothpaste.
Yes, I use for toothpaste
Oh,
and
geez.
deodorant. I use Tom's of Maine, and for soap, Whole Foods has this Alafaya soap. I prefer bar soap rather than the body creams or whatever. And yeah, I like the bar soap. It feels nice. But when finding bar soap that contains no animal ingredients or nor has it been tested on animals, that's hard to find. But
That's
Whole
very hard
Foods.
to find.
Yeah, but Whole Foods does have several of those.
And you bring some for you from Brazil.
I'm gonna go to my bathroom right now and bring back some products and see.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's
Now,
see if
I
everything
want
we
to
have is
show you
vegan.
like different ingredients.
Maybe
you
some
could
stuff I have is non-vegan, Vanessa.
I want to see what.
Well,
Are you gonna remove me off the show?
You buy stuff in Dollar Tree for
What?
wash or hair.
What?
Yeah, I'm not
I don't
not
do
kidding.
that.
You do.
It's called Dollar Store, but it's or Dollar Tree, but isn't everything $2 now?
It's like $5. It's
like
called
$1.50.
dollars.
Bring the Natura soaps
I
too.
want to bring them all.
Yeah, bring the
But that's in
Natura
Portuguese. No one can understand but you.
soap. No,
Well, she
they
could
sell
translate.
here. They sell here in the US. They have a website www.natura.com.
You guys gonna be okay without me?
John's going to the John.
John, sometimes I ask him like, "Oh, can you go to?" He always asks if I need something when he was like playing hockey, and I say, "Oh, can you bring me? I don't know, detergent, laundry soap, laundry detergent, laundry no,
Laundry detergent.
yeah." Anyways, he goes to the dollar store and bring me that kind of.
Okay,
shit.
that's just chemicals. You're cleaning with chemicals. It makes no sense.
I see a whole lot of elixirs and.
I love that. Okay, The Ordinary. That's a both cruelty-free.
Okay, Colgate is definitely,
Definitely not.
Jeez, Vanessa.
Colgate is definitely not. But fun fact, Colgate Palmolive, they have agreed to gradually change their policies. So
Really?
PETA currently lists Colgate Palmolive as working toward regulatory.
Regulatory?
Thank you. Working toward regulatory changes to reduce the number of animals used for testing.
Reduce or eliminate? I like the word eliminate.
Reduce,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean it's cruelty free. But it does. If some company
Wait.
that big,
Ridiculous.
Time out.
Okay.
John, wait, we have to stop because when you're placing these on the table, it's like a big thump
A
sound
thump,
in the
thump.
mic. Even that I heard.
You can hold them the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. We're all waiting for you instead. Okay, so
He's keeping bringing stuff. You are not understand. My husband has more things than I do.
okay, I'm sorry, but this is metrosexual. Not that there's anything wrong with metrosexual, but like he has all these things. I have maybe 3 products.
okay, John definitely has a lot of products here.
What is this? The Ordinary.
The Ordinary is amazing. That's a great. I believe.
Oh,
they're
wait a minute.
Canadian.
I
Yeah.
remember Vanessa posted something
Yes.
on Instagram about The Ordinary
I
because they
was
sell
big-
eggs, right?
They were selling
However,
eggs.
yes, because of the whole egg thing earlier this year,
Yeah.
we kind of get angry at them. But they are cruelty free and vegan.
This is your mom brought. And
This
they
is
left it here.
L'Oreal. No, definitely not. Definitely.
If you're hearing all this thumping, that's John laying things gently on the table, but the mic still picks it up. So don't think that we're in the middle of an earthquake or something.
Yeah.
Did you finish, John?
No, there's more. He keeps bringing.
How is you have all of these products and you say you're not metrosexual? And like 6 of these are for your hair, right?
This is all for his hair.
Oh my God.
First of all, Joseph, Vanessa bought most of this stuff.
Lies.
Truth. Truth.
No, let me show
And some
what
of the other
I
stuff
really
was
bought. Okay.
my mom bought.
Purifying cleansing gel. What is this for?
I don't know. Vanessa bought.
Your feet?
No, let me explain
for your
this
bunions.
one. This one is like a very expensive cleansing gel.
You have a nail product? Mavila, stop.
Yeah. I'm trying to not bite my nails anymore. I still bite a few.
Oh,
of
this
my
is the
nails.
stuff that makes you stop?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, this is like the 10th.
I
that
do
bought.
need something like that. To be honest.
Doesn't
Okay.
really
Amazon.
work. So don't
Saline
buy it.
solution is technically just salt and water, right?
Is it not vegan? Be crazy if saline solution is not vegan.
Well, it depends. It's
The company.
The company. Well, it's distributed by. I gotta look into this.
It says CVS Health.
This
Why
is
would you
to
bring your
be-
melatonin?
it might not be vegan. I don't know. I had no idea.
I think it has the word vegan on it. Because I remember,
At the gummies, there's no
Well, it says vegetarian and gluten free, so that's at least
Okay.
vegetarian. But looking at the ingredients, there's nothing I can see, which is good because I take these as well.
So for all our listeners out there, you're probably like, "What the hell are these guys doing?"
Yeah,
All the products that I in my bathroom are on the table right
there
now.
are
We're-
many.
There are many. And there's definitely some here, unfortunately, that are non-vegan, and it's all my wife's fault.
Okay, you have
It is
Harry's
not
body
my
wash.
wife.
Harry's is
Your
definitely
wife
cruelty free.
fault.
Let me see if it's vegan. Let me read the ingredients.
So I have Harry's. Some of the stuff we have is
This he bought in the Dollar Tree.
Harry's body wash.
That one he bought from the dollar.
have
Okay,
some-
Harry's, it may be cruelty-free, but it's not vegan because
Really?
it has glycerin.
Wow.
I didn't know that glycerin
Oh
is not
no,
vegan.
glycerin is just glycerin. Doesn't need to
No.
be animal.
Glycerine.
No, glycerin can be petroleum.
Do you know who sings that song, Vanessa?
Well, yeah, let's see. If it
Vanessa
could
would
be-
love the name of that band.
That is
Bush.
true. Bush. Gavin Rossdale had a crush on him. Definitely not vegan.
No.
What they have more?
Here,
This one.
just the glycerin, but it doesn't specify if it's vegan glycerin or from animal fat. But that's about
So
it.
are you saying like none of your, like all these products here, they wouldn't be in your house?
No. This is vegan, John.
No,
This
the ordinary is
vegan.
amazing.
This is vegan.
That's
Wait,
vegan.
make sure when you put it on the
This is-
table, you put it
this
gently.
is
But Joey and
vegan.
Virginia, when you guys buy products, you're making sure that every single product
Yes,
is vegan.
now I
and
am. Especially,
cruelty-free.
especially
Yeah.
now that I know what ingredients to look for. I didn't know.
I have way fewer products than you, so it's easier for me. But I'm looking right here. You have
Yeah.
Arm& Hammer Ultra Max with baking soda, body wash, shampoo, conditioner. This is, I don't know what the hell this is, but
It's a
according to
3-in-1 body wash.
it's $1.25.
It can't be good.
Definitely not vegan nor cruelty free.
Well, it is vegan.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not cruelty free, and it's definitely
one out of the two.
full
Man,
of.
I feel horrible right
It's
now.
full. Oh no! Look, it says not tested on animals and vegan.
Look
Really?
at that. See, I knew that, Joey.
You see
That's
more-
why I bought it.
Yeah, more and more. But
I
it
think the
has-
dollar store is all vegan.
Oh,
No, it is not.
It's called the Vegan Dollar Store.
But it's full of chemicals.
Well,
Now
yeah, I
you
have
know.
Tom's deodorant too. So
He
you
really
and I.
bought in the Dollar Tree.
I believe it. But then you go into the realm of
These
like clean
ones-
beauty. That's a different.
This one, his mom forget here the last time she came. So.
And you wanted me to use it.
Wait a minute, I see
You
something
can't
here.
use it. You already bought. Doesn't
Vegan-
mean that it has animals products there.
Vegan
It means
formula.
that L'Oreal sells for China, and in China they test for animals.
That's true. Yeah.
It's vegan
So-
formula, but it's not cruelty free because it's owned by L'Oreal.
Yeah, you already like your mom already bought. Like it threw away doesn't change what's already happened.
So
That's the
we're
reality.
right now, listeners, we're talking about the L'Oreal conditioner and the L'Oreal shampoo that I use for my gray hair, actually, to keep it shiny. And unfortunately, it is not. It's like that purple stuff for you women out there. You might not. You may know.
Yeah, purple. It kind of gets rid of the brassiness of
So
hair.
it's not like yellow, right?
Yeah,
Like it keeps the.
It makes
the
it
gray.
cooler. It gets rid of the
When
warmth.
finish this one, you make sure to buy a vegan one for you.
Well, this one is vegan, but it's not cruelty free.
Yeah, but when I say like a vegan is completely
Completely.
vegan, like
So
my
I
stuff.
bet 30% of my products are not vegan and not cruelty free.
Actually, you're
Unfortunately.
pretty good, John. Though I mean, you have the Toms, you have the Ordinary, that was Vanessa's influence.
But we can't say that Ordinary is vegan any longer. I mean, they sell eggs.
Well, I think that was earlier this year when there was an egg shortage. I don't think that's happening any longer.
No, it's not happening, but
The fact that they did that was kind of like disappointing.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because the company is certified by PETA, but also they are owned by. I think it's Esther Lauder that owned
The Ordinary, yeah.
It's just like.
What? I don't know though, but I need to be better. I'm serious.
Well, now there's no longer an excuse.
I never, I just always think about food. That's it.
Yes.
And we talked earlier
Yes.
off mic, which we should never do again. By the way, let's never talk unless
For the
we're on
rest
the,
of my
on the
life.
podcast. Joey, don't ever talk to me.
I try not to.
You can talk to me now, but as soon as this shuts off, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
I always think about food, and I cannot believe I never thought about toothpaste.
If it's just about food, then you're not vegan. You're plant based.
I consider myself vegan,
Well,
and I think it's just so.
you can't be vegan and wear a fur coat. I'm not saying you wear a fur coat. That's not my point, though.
Oh, I agree. That's
but you
why
gotta
I need to be
educate
better.
yourself. Well, you gotta educate
Yeah, I
yourself
wasn't
first.
educating myself.
Yeah. Now
But
you're
when these
aware.
meat eaters, say you're a hypocrite because of this and that, they may be right in some ways. I mean, I brush my teeth 2 to 3 times a day.
I take medicines. I don't know about you guys, but if I need medicines, if I need antibiotic, if I need a vaccine, I take. They are not vegan.
Yeah, especially if they're meds that are gelatin.
Nobody is 100. No, but they are testing animals, Joy.
Right.
Yeah.
All the big
Yeah.
companies test all the medicines you take, antibiotics in animals.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So
No, I agree.
the vaccines,
I'll always
like-
say no one can be 100% vegan.
Yeah, so sometimes
Except
to
for
be
Q.
really,
Well, he might be truly 100% vegan.
but keep the point. Many of this frozen food we eat is from this big company that kills animals and sell animals. You know,
I think
Yeah,
Amy's.
it's true.
Isn't Amy's owned by...
almost all of them. They're owned
Who's
by
it?
the big corporation. When I go to Brazil, guys, I go buy the frozen things from supermarkets because it's the options we have there. They are all owned by GBS, that the biggest meat export in the world. They are owned from these big companies.
Who owns Impossible?
Amy's
I don't
actually
know.
is family owned, so we're good with them.
Okay, good.
That's
I'm happy
good.
to know that.
Impossible
Amy's
food.
is not completely vegan though.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. But she was talking about the frozen foods, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but who
but
cares? But they're
still,
selling
Yeah,
meat
but
too.
she's
Yeah.
selling meat.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're like really
Yeah.
talking about.
I don't think they sell meat.
Of course they do.
They do.
They
Yeah.
do? Amy
Yeah.
sells meat?
Yeah, they
Just
do.
not that
they,
much.
They do other kind of a food that's not vegan.
Okay.
So we are talking about a product that's actually is vegan, but the company testing animals. But the Annie's that we're talking that is vegan food.
No, I said Amy's, not
Amy's.
Annie's.
Sorry, they sell animal products. You're supporting the same kind of company. That's the point.
So we're all hypocrites, you're saying.
Exactly.
To a certain extent,
we
yeah.
We are
can control.
trying. We are trying.
We're trying.
That is the veganism thing. We try as much as we can. Don't hurt animals.
We could try harder though.
I
if
do.
If we ate all raw food, if we
Ew.
No.
Who's going to do that?
We are not going to.
Well, Impossible
Vanessa's kinda
Foods
doing
does
it right
not
now.
have a parent company, so
Really?
they're fully plant-based.
What about Beyond?
Let's find out.
Which one doesn't have?
Impossible.
Oh.
There's a lot of companies
Impossible,
out
I knew
there.
that was just, but let's see Beyond.
Let's see beyond.
Impossible, I have seen because the stocks of Impossible is not.
It is
good.
not part of a larger parent company or holding
Really?
Oh,
company.
that's good.
Yeah, so it operates on its own publicly traded entity. But the thing I think with food is a little bit easier, but with cosmetics, because there's so many laws and regulations that go into it, it's harder to escape from their parent company if you go to like places like Target and Walmart. But there are so many brands nowadays that are just fully vegan and cruelty-free and not owned by a bigger horrible company that it's a lot easier now.
Yeah.
But we can start with at least reading ingredients when we don't know.
Well, I think a lot of people also don't know. Like, for example, they'll buy non-dairy creamer and they see the word non-dairy and they're like, oh, this is vegan. Mm-hmm. But non-dairy creamer actually does have dairy derivative. And, they'll look in the ingredients and it says, there's no milk, there's no egg, there are no meat products. And they're like, oh, it's vegan. But they forget gelatin is not vegan. Casein is a dairy derivative. So if it has casein, it's essentially a dairy product. So there are some complications where someone who isn't very educated on veganism might, they have the best of intentions, but unknowingly they're actually consuming dairy or something that isn't truly vegan. But it's all a learning process, just like John said. I may try to wave my vegan flag, but even
Do you have one?
no, but I have seen the vegan flag. Have you seen the official vegan
There
flag?
is a vegan
Yeah, I
flag?
like it.
Yeah.
What is it? Oh my God. How
Yeah.
do we not?
Of course, you see the last event we went, that little spot, me, you, and Q. Mm-hmm. You remember the DJ? They
Yes.
have a vegan flag.
Oh.
That's a vegan
That's
flag.
a vegan flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I learned something new.
Cute.
I need one of that.
I need one too.
So I think we need to split this episode in two because we have been going on for a while and I don't think we've really even scratched the surface. So let's just end this here. What do you think, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's end it right here.
Yes, have me back again and again.
Yes, for sure. So for Vegans Talking Shit, I'm Joey,
I'm John.
I'm Vanessa.
I'm Virginia.
and we'll be back next week to continue our conversation on vegan beauty and vegan beauty products, whatever. I haven't figured out what the title will be yet, but something like that. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Ciao.
Bye.
Adios.
John.
Bye.